What's up, y'all? I'm back with a video. I seen this video on TikTok, but I couldn't find it, so I got it from the Hodge twins. I seen this video a long time ago, like a long time ago, and I used to watch this guy's videos. I think his name is Dre Baldwin. He talks about basketball and stuff and training. So when I was a kid, I used to watch. At least when I was young, I used to watch his videos. And I remember when this first came out, but it basically this white girl basically told the truth about dating black men or men of color, but she was saying that dating black men does nothing for non-black women, and I agree. It does not do anything for non-black women. It may raise it, like, as far as status. It is kind of frowned upon. Unfortunately, it is, and but it doesn't raise the white women's status. And you could tell that Dre's, his black male ego was hurt. Because he kept trying to trying to make it seem like he's raising her status, but it doesn't raise a non-dark black woman's status. And you can even base it based off skin tone too. But I'm gonna talk about that later down the line. But getting with a man of color, especially one from here in America, it does not raise your status. All right, it may raise his status a little bit, but as a white woman, as a non-black woman, it does not raise your status for get with men of color. All right, let's just be real. Well, let's see what she has to say.
And all the other white girls that I know, we don't think that getting attention from black guys gives you a status of some sort. If you get attention from the white guys, no, you do have the status more than if you get attention from black guys.
As a man, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with that.
Well, as a woman who gets attention and who grew up in a white culture more than a black culture, I'm going to tell you that getting attention from black guys is not a badge of honor if you're white.
Okay.
And it's not. Let's be real. It's not. It's not a badge of honor for a white woman to be with a black guy. Unfortunately, it's not. Or any other group of women who's not black to get with a black man, especially a black man who's very dark complected. And I'm gonna tell you the reasons why. One of the reasons why is because one is the world is bigger than the black community. All right, and what you have to understand is that if a white woman is with a black man, I'm gonna be real. If I see a white girl, or even amongst black people, let's make it about skin tone. If I see a girl with a dark skinned black guy, I know she's taking advantage of him. That's how I view things. I know they're taking advantage of the so-called dark skinned black man. If I see a light skinned girl with a dark skinned man, in my mind, I'm saying she's taking advantage of him. And I'm not saying that these people don't find black men. No, I'm not. But let's be real. A lot of times they're just taking advantage of black men. All right. Most white women who are drawn to black men especially darker ones, have a mental disorder. They were molested as children, or they're undesirable by white men. They're too fat, whatever the case may be. Or they watch too many rated X movies. Like it's something mentally wrong, which is a fetish, which falls under a mental disorder. It's something mentally wrong with them, or they're rejects from their own community. And black men, black men are thirsty. They'll lay down with anything. They don't mind coming in third place, fourth place, not being the top preference. They don't mind that shit. Unlike other groups of men take pride in that. Especially like light skinned black men don't they like if you're not their main preference, they're not gonna stay around. They probably won't even give you a chance. They're gonna just keep going. They're just gonna just leave you. But let's be real with black men of a darker hue. They don't mind being that fourth option and just waiting and being thirsty. They don't. They know that black men will lay down with anything. Let's just be real. They would they don't mind getting the scraps of other men. And these women know that. Like I remember watching this chick on TikTok. I brought it up before, and she was mad because she said that black men are gigolos and you can't take them serious, and they all whores because they'll lay down with anything and they have bad taste in women. And I couldn't really blame her. She's talking about black American men. Let's be real. I mean, she got a point. But I was like kind of upset because like, that. That's the main reason why you was probably dating a black guy, especially a darker one, in the first place, because you knew that he wasn't gonna reject nothing and you felt like you could have control of him. But it backfired because, like I said, black men are not really tame. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just backfired on you. But it doesn't raise a woman's status of getting with a black guy. It may raise his status, you know, as far as popularity, but I mean, it doesn't really do anything for you outside of it. And you gotta keep in mind that black men, let's be real, especially if they're dark complected, they do not value marriage. I even had a white woman even said this before about men of color, where she basically said that black guys are for fun, white Asian men are for marriage. But let's be real, a lot of these white guys are not going to marry you guys after y'all been ran through by black dudes and they find out about it. Let's be honest. All right, let's just be honest. They're not. All right, so it doesn't do anything positive for white women. White women have to be mentally ill to get with a black guy, especially if he's dark complected, or she has to be mentally ill. She has to be mentally ill, or undesirable by her own group, or just being a groupie, or just looking for like, or just curiosity or something. But it's not. It doesn't raise white women's status at all. It just doesn't.
White.
You are white.
Yes.
All right. No,
if a white girl gets attention from a white guy, that's more valuable in white culture than if she gets attention from a black guy. If she gets attention from a black guy, that doesn't make you a better anything. Like, that doesn't raise you in anybody's eyes. As a matter of fact,
in some people's eyes, it does.
As a matter of fact, it's a little bit of oh, you know, she's basically not good enough for the white, so she's good for the black guy.
Facts. That's what it is. All right. You're not good enough for white men, so you have to take advantage of a black man, of a thirsty black nigga. I'm a black dude. I'm just being real. That's how it is perceived, and that's how it really 10 times out of 10 is. And don't get it twisted. Black men do the same thing. Black men see a fat white girl that he can exploit. He's going to do it, especially if he's dark skinned specifically. I hate the stereotype, but it's the truth. All right. If they see let's make it about skin tone. If it's a dark skinned black guy, he see a light skinned girl who want to be black, want to be dark skinned, he's going to exploit it. She has an identity issue, and he's trying to prove that she's black, or that's not even a real thing. He's going to exploit it, and he's going to, like, that's just what that dynamic is. Let's just be real. They're taking advantage of each other. But yes, when white women can't get with white men, a lot of these white girls, I'm missing something as well. A lot of time, most of the time, these white girls are getting with black guys just because they want light skinned kids. Or not only because they're undesirable and there's something mentally wrong with them. A lot of these white women just want mulatto, or like, they're obsessed with light skinned people and mixed people. They just want that light skinned Negro phenotype on their children and sport their children around like a purse. But I'm gonna make another video about that. That's really like the main reason why white women want to get with black men. It's not really has nothing to do with a lot of times it doesn't even have to do with low self-esteem. A lot of them just get with them solely because they want light-skinned children and they have an obsession with light-skinned people. But yeah, it doesn't raise white women's status at all. All right, the only thing that you're going to get is attention. And the only attention that you're going to get is from black women, maybe. Which black women in real life don't really care. It's just an internet fad that they do. But it's not. I mean, attention for a woman is attention at the end of the day, you know. But it's not gonna really raise your value anywhere. And honestly, y'all actually creating a monster. Mixing all these mixing together, because, like I said, it is a class ruling up slowly but surely in light-skinned Negroes. All right, that y'all have outcasted, and it's gonna backfire on both of y'all. But that's another topic.
That's how it's looked at with white people.
I see it the opposite way, but
yeah, white people don't think like that. This white
I told you. They do not. He said, I see it the other way, bruh. No, it does not. Women do not get anything from being with a black man. At all. All right? They don't do shit. Especially with a dark-skinned black guy. That does not raise her status nowhere. It doesn't. For many reasons. I already told you. A lot of these men, they feel inferior to men of color. All right? On top of that, black men are viewed as dirty. Look at their communities. Look at their HIV, STD rates. They're extremely high. All right, and it's just, you can't just blame non-black men. Men, period, thinks like this. I seen a black guy on TikTok. He said that he doesn't date black women who've been with non-black men because he views them as tainted. So this is a male thing, period. If you see your group of women getting conquered by another group of men, that woman doesn't have any value anymore. Especially if she's a female who's attractive and who didn't need to do that. Like, for example, I read a story about this white girl. No, what the story was, a video, I believe, years ago on TikTok. And unfortunately, a mixed baby was, hitting the crossfire. But basically, something happened, if I remember correctly. It happened where this white woman who has a biracial child, and she needed to call the police officers. And she called the police. And as she called the police arrived, and they were going to help this white woman out. But once they seen that she had a beige baby, they looked at each other, laughed, and just rolled off. That's messed up, but I can't really be mad because it is some in men's nature. And I want to make another video about how I remember I seen a live on TikTok. They were talking about is women the cause of racism. And I was thinking to myself, like a lot of these women do be causing a lot of shit, not all of just for no reason, and just for their own entertainment to make men butt heads with each other. It's not a new thing, but a lot of them do be doing that. But unfortunately, with the police stuff, there were two white guys just drove off and just laughed. Because in a man's mind is that once you get conquered by another man, what you're saying is that group of men is more of a man than I am. They can protect you better than I can. So if you're saying those things, basically you're saying that you don't need me. Like, it's up to that group of men to protect you. Like, for example, the whole light skin, dark skin stuff. If light skinned women say that darker men are more masculine, this, and the third, and they do this better, but you call me for assistance, I'm not helping. Some light skinners may feel that way. I'm not helping you out because you keep saying these men are more this, and the third. You can't walk around saying that and expect protection when a dark skinned dude comes up short. It don't work like that. So I understand where some of these white dudes were coming from with that. But yes, it doesn't value your it doesn't boost your status of getting with a black guy. You may get attention from a little bit of black women. That about it. That doesn't boost your status. No, it doesn't. Especially once you're gonna have your fun a little bit when you're in your 20s, but as soon as that mid-20s hit, it's a wrap. If you're a non-black woman, and once they got this slogan, once you go black, you always go. You don't never go back. That's BS. They always go back to where they belong, if they can. A lot of times they can't. But let's be real. Like, it's even with females. Like, y'all females watching, ask yourself. And this is a light skinned channel. We can use light skinned women for an example. You light skinned females. I just seen a post on Facebook, and there's this light skinned girl talking about how she never been with a light skinned dude before, and and just be real though. Like, observe this real quick. Ask yourself, have I been dating men who don't look like me? Or just, it ain't gotta be just light skinned women. It could be any woman. Ask yourself, if I've been if I've been mostly with men who are not like me, if I've been dating men who are not of my ilk, basically, and getting ran through by them, it lessens the value of you. I'm trying to tell you that's what it is. And like men, you know how women say, especially black women, they say they can tell when a brother, he likes white girls or he likes this type of woman by looking at them. Men have that as well. We have that on 1,000. Especially like, even us light-skinned dudes, we can tell when a light-skinned girl she only deals with white men. Or she only deals with dusty, dark-skinned dudes. Like, we can tell this stuff just about smelling it on you. Like, we can smell that stuff on y'all from 1,000 planets away. So, like, that's going to lower your value. I'm just being real. It just does. All right? Even sometimes with black women. I've just seen a video of a black chick on TikTok saying she won't date any dark-skinned dudes who got light-skinned kids. I mean, that's what she said. She wasn't dark. She was like in the middle. She was kind of brown. She was real pretty in the face. She said, I'm not dating no dark-skinned dude with light-skinned kids. That's what she said. So it does lessen your value with your own group. In black men's case, unfortunately, men of color in general, it does if you're a woman who's dating black men of color here in America specifically, it does lose your value outside of it. You gotta understand that most black men, we do not take women seriously, especially the darker ones. They just don't. But y'all know that. But it's just what it is. So once you get your thrill, once you hit age 25 and you doing all this stuff, and that shit does not work out, you got no value once you step outside of black culture. Even in black culture, like most black men don't even like white women. I'm just being honest. The reason why you see black men with white women is because it's just easy for JJ to them. Or they just obsessed with non-black for JJ. Now, I do think black men are naturally more attracted to light-skinned black women, though. But outside of that, I don't think that they are really attracted to white women and things like that. I just think they just doing that just because the cause. Them just being who they are. But it does not raise your value as a woman getting with a black guy. It does not, especially if he's dark complected. I'm just being real. Because now if you get with a light skinned dude, it's a toss up. Because you may raise your value with dark skinned men. Because like I said, a lot of dark skinned dudes are insecure about light skinned dudes. So you may if you want attention from a dark skinned dude, just get with a light skinned dude and watch him you might try to punk him or something, try to take him from you. I've seen that same effect with white men. Even though white men are scared of light skinned dudes, very scared. But they only do that when they only pop off if they would have next to a dark skinned dude. But if you want to make white men get with a light skin, I'm trying to tell you they bring everybody's insecurities out. Cause like what I've noticed is that when white women get with black men, especially darker skinned black men, white men get frustrated, but like they get over it very quick. Even Charleston White was something like that. But if you pop up with a light skinned dude, oh no, like that's gonna hurt even more. I'm just being real. I think they'll get it eventually, but it's going. I don't know why that is. I think just because like they know that white women are just naturally, women period are just naturally, generally attracted to light skinned dudes. But I don't know what it is, but I've experienced that. It's just what it is. But give me your thoughts and opinions. I'm out.